After a series of close calls on runways and injuries due to turbulence, the Federal Aviation Administration convened a series of panels today to figure out what can be done to improve safety and why these incidents are more frequent.
David KAPLAN listened in on the main panel today and has more.
This meeting had been planned in response to a handful of near misses on American runways involving commercial airliners earlier this year. But we also just learned about yet another close call here at Reagan National that happened last Tuesday. This is believed to be the 7th such incident involving a commercial aircraft of this nature. Now, an airline that was not cleared to cross the runway did so last Tuesday morning, just as a plane on that runway had been cleared for takeoff. Air traffic control was able to stop the plane that was supposed to be taking off. Have to note something important here, something reiterated again and again during the panel. Flying is safe, statistically one of the safest ways to travel, but the aviation safety apparatus acknowledges that these incidents are a reminder that the safety system is not perfect and needs improvement. Here's Captain Jason AMBROSI with the Airline Pilots Association.
We can't be complacent. We have to continue to look at what's going on. The signals, as we see, data shows that safety is there. We're doing a good job. But as we see, these incidents are out there. So we need to take a hard look.
This was really a conversation in search of a solution. There were some ideas floated about what may be causing this. The workforce has changed over a little bit, in part because of the pandemic. While newer workers may be well trained, they may not have the experience. There are also more and more new workers that are going to need to be recruited as part of that. So they want to make sure that everybody is trained as well as possible. There was also inconsistencies from Congress in terms of funding the FAA that has made it difficult to predict when they can do things like upgrade safety programs, safety technology, things of that nature. So definitely a lot going on here, but we do expect to learn a little bit more about some specific sort of diagnoses to make sure that these near misses don't turn into serious incidents. Back to you.